Yo, it's your non-experts back again. I am your non-expert Black. That is your non-expert Cinco.
What up?
This is Non-Expert Opinion Podcast, episode 47. We are here to talk about Masters of the Universe,
Yeah.
He-Man,
Yeah, let's open
the
the floors up for
2026
discussion.
version. You know what I mean? Nick, Sing, you already know how I start these things off, man. What'd you think about it? What did you think about this?
Let me start off with I have seen Masters of the Universe, like the cartoon, but like an episode or two. Because this is like not my generation of cartoons really. But when I watched this, I won't say that I didn't like it. It just wasn't all that. It just was all right. Like this is gonna be
Yeah.
another one of those that I like grade lower, but it's like it didn't stink. Like I enjoyed my time. I feel like I got what they were doing. I feel like they do a good job of like nailing the '80s, '70s cartoon feel. Like when they're all like forcing laughs. Like it's like forcing poor acting almost.
Yeah, little corny
Like you're
moments. Yeah,
purposely doing poor acting. So like those things that like you get in those older cartoons, I feel like they did a decent job with those things. But like the stuff that probably would like really make a big deal or mean something probably doesn't resonate with me because I'm not super familiar with Masters of the Universe like that.
I'm actually familiar with Masters of the Universe, He-Man. I was excited to see a lot of the characters. A lot of the characters I had toys of, and just from my older brothers, and they would. I remember one Christmas specifically, right? These niggas must have collaborated with my moms because they bought me all these Marvel and He-Man toys and Godzilla. I remember this was my introduction to these characters, and I'm like, who are these people? Like I remember Loki. I had a Loki toy just to get offside, and I didn't know who Loki was. I had the so get on stick on the He-Man. The Sasquatch guy, the monster who was in the movie, who was trashing him when he was in the cars and everything. I had that was one of my favorite toys. I did not know he was a cartoon. That was one of my
You seen him
favorite
in the
toys.
movie and you're like,
I was like, oh shit, nigga, we went on
you
many adventures. Like, bro,
you I had you
he was always
helping
like
He
the bad
Man.
guy. He was always like the bad guy, like when I played with him. But he was like a cool ass bad guy. Like he was like the good monster. Like a good, like
He's like, you're still a bad
he was
guy.
like.
I still get those vibes off of you, but
No, yeah, definitely. But you know what I had to remember, like in the middle of the movie, I said this is a Mattel movie. I said this is very. I said because one thing that would have made this better, and they had a one moment that made me think of course, Marvel, blah blah blah. So when He Man jumps on the ship, on a flying ship, and he punches through the glass,
hmm
I thought automatically of Thor. You know what I mean? I said, okay. I said, this is their little Marvel moment. However, the fighting, the action was very much Mattel, like how you said, like kind of kiddish and '80s and everything. And Mattel, the toys and the game, everything is
there was
kiddish
no
about them.
blood.
So
There was no blood this whole movie.
everything is
Even though people were
kiddish
getting
about them.
cut and
So
like the one fight scene where he stuck homie against the wall with his sword.
nothing came out.
Yeah, but like
Nothing
he
came
was
out.
like beating the crap out of people in that scene, and like they're just fine. Like they're not fine. Like because he does commit a few murders. I'm pretty sure these are technically
Right.
murders. A couple of these, but
But we don't. It's nothing like. So what would have made this movie better for me? What I wanted from the 2026 He-Man. I wanted I was cool with the some of the 80s moments, and like I was cool with the characters, and they did a good job with the CGI, the landscapes and all that. That was dope.
yeah, that all
But
looked
the
good to me.
fighting, the action, I'm also going to judge this low. And I was doing the movie, I was like, of course, thinking of the show, and I'm like, okay, the action and the story was just not enough. Like It didn't have enough I seen where they were going, and they
I'm
put it
not gonna
together, but
lie. I don't know if I agree with you on that because I thought the action was right where it needed to be. because I was like, this feels like watching a live action of what I would think a Masters of the Universe episode would be like in the cartoon. Because like in the
It
cartoon, it's
definitely.
not gonna be all crazy either, but it's gonna be cool. So you got like a
But a
step
couple,
up
you
in
know
live
what?
action.
Speaking of the cartoon, they just did like they just completed like recent series. Like they had like a three
Yeah,
part
I know they got like the Netflix series and stuff like that, but like I'm
yeah, and
comparing
that
it to like the
was
original stuff, like what like the big fan base is known for knowing Masters of
yeah.
the
I
Universe
mean,
for.
again, they did a good job reflecting of the '80s, but for 2026, I would have made it better for me. Would have been just a little bit more gory action. And I feel like the action was
But
like
it's a
every time
PG
like they were
13
fighting, I'm
movie.
like, oh, is it? Is a PG? Yeah, I mean, after seeing it, I can see it's a PG
Yeah,
13. I didn't
I
know it was
even
PG
Googled it
13
after.
before.
I was like, this movie was handled in a certain way that it had to be PG-13. But I questioned it because she called the cat a pussy.
Yeah, but then he cleans it up where he's not a
I
pussy
know,
cat.
but they still made that joke. And I feel like they made another joke that I was like, kind of inappropriate. But here we go. Let's go.
But you
So,
know, adults. I feel like adults, filmmakers are always they always do that shit. You know what I mean? They always gonna find a way to. They was doing it more back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and now they just do it seldomly.
another thing I'll say is I don't really have any attachment to any of these characters. The movie doesn't do a good job of making me gain any attachment to these characters. Any of them. None of them.
Who was your favorite character?
Beats me. Um
My favorite character was Skeletor.
I was just
Skeletor was
about to say
definitely
like, and I was all like, I'll double this because I was about to say like Skeletor probably was like the most entertaining thing about the movie. Uh and I don't even think he was a bad villain. He just is not a fulfilling villain to me, realistically, in this movie. Uh, no purpose. I'm just bad to be bad. um,
yeah,
he's
yeah. You
not
know what? I
super
think
funny, honestly, either in this movie. Like he's
they
ha
what
ha
they
chuckle,
didn't do a good job was explaining the stuff from the 80s because
but we don't know if
there
if
was
they're gonna implement all
like
that.
you know what? There was a part where I thought they were about to get into it because he said it. He's like, He-Man said it. Adam said it to Tila when he was riding. He was like, she was like, he's just bad to be bad. He's like, nah, there has to be a deeper reason, and there is a deeper reason.
Yeah,
So I
I've
thought they were about
seen
to
what
get
the
into
reason
it.
is that and I know one story tells you he lost his memory, and then the other story like he doesn't lose his memory and he knows who he is and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I was like, even at that, like nothing was going on that made me like really care. Like, like I won't
It's the
lie.
he and honestly, the cartoon does the same thing though. The cartoon does exactly the same thing. It's like it just starts. The niggas is living a good life. The little some attack.
He's
And it's like,
essentially.
oh
I would look at this now and be like, man, is Skeletor like kind of what they were doing when they did Mike Myers and Austin Powers with Doctor Evil, because Doctor Evil is like just like a guy who wants to be bad, but like he's like just a bunch of like cheesy jokes and shit like that. And that's kind of Skeletor. He's a bad guy, but like realistically, he's just a bunch of like cheesy bad guy jokes.
yeah. You're right about that. That's funny you said. You said Doctor Evil.
That's the end, and he was like, "That's the crescendo," and I'm like, I mean, kind of funny, but
Nigga said
like,
when I lift up my fist,
I'll show you what a real man
you're
is.
supposed to
Like,
share with me. I can tell you my least favorite character was yeah, he was like, yeah,
but
he was
that's what
doing
I'm
shit like
saying.
that.
Like those are the best moments in the movie, and it's realistically just him making some cheesy ass little quip. And that's just like, okay, yeah,
I
I'll
thought,
laugh
you know what? I thought he was a good villain for the movie. For what it was.
for comical side,
We
for
just
comedy side, yeah.
yeah, I thought he was. Even though
Like
the
he's not
fight,
supposed to feel threatening. I get it, I get it. He's not supposed to feel that threatening, but like,
right,
damn,
right,
he's a
right, right.
pushover, really. Like,
Like you could kind of see like where the movie was gonna go. Like okay, like it was happening. Like you knew he was going like get destroyed at the end. Well, I didn't know he was gonna get destroyed like that, but
yeah,
that was
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. But I knew he was gonna lose. Like you know what I mean. Like my least favorite character was Evelyn. I felt like she was just
I didn't dislike Evil Lynn. I'm not gonna
you
lie.
didn't just I disliked her.
I thought it brought the balance that to the Skeletor stuff, where it's like you just got that like ass kissy person, so it makes his stuff a little better. Because you got somebody who's like really like actually like co-signing this shit.
Right. You know what? I think I didn't like her because in the cartoon she always had like more of an attitude towards like Skeletor. This one she was like real, like straight submissive. Like
It
you know what I mean.
felt
Even
like
Lynn
it.
is wild powerful.
It felt like it was getting there toward the end, especially in the post-credit scene.
Right. And I think when she bring him back, I think we'll see more of that.
She's gonna kind of be like, "Yeah, well, you owe me because I brought you back to life, like motherfucker. I could have
Right.
left you
Yeah.
dead." Like so, I can see that going that
Yeah.
way. I'm trying to think who other than Skeletor did I like anybody in the movie. Um,
I mean, yeah.
like
I
He-Man
like a
is
few characters.
cool. He-Man is cool, but he's basically what's his name? Billy
Vince
B.
Daxton.
Yeah, he's essentially the same shit, right? Is it not?
Yeah, that nigga could be like Shazam.
I got the power. By the power of Grayskull. Um, who is like? I'm trying to think. What does anybody actually do that gives me a reason to like them? Like I said, they didn't do a good job of making me care about any individual in the movie. I wanted to like the robot, but then I always found myself like questioning, what did the robot do so far?
You know, I feel you on that because the story between Man at Arms and his daughter Idris Alba and whoever played Tila,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her name. Sorry, not to be
Yeah, I don't know
disrespectful,
her
but
either. Sorry.
it I see what they tried to do there. Like they tried to like
I
make it
wasn't mad at it,
emotional,
but like
thing.
it wasn't
It
special.
didn't. Yeah, it didn't. Like you said, I was just watching that shit. Like, please get off the screen. Like, please go back to like some action or some shit. Like,
Everything's
this is
cookie
ridiculous.
cutter about that's what it is. Everything is cookie cutter about this movie, and I don't doubt that like Masters of the Universe from 1983 is cookie cutter cartoon from 1983, basically. Like so, like, can I be mad? I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I think, and then I couldn't find the answer to while I was in the movie theater. Because I ain't have no service. I think the person in the gym who was working out with him, the old man,
oh,
I
that is
think
the
that's the
original.
original.
That is him. Yeah. Homeboy
Okay.
who plays in Rocky also. Drago.
Yeah.
If he dies,
Yeah.
he dies. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was
Skeletor is
looking at him,
Jared
and then
Leto. I didn't know that.
yeah, right. I was just looking at the scene. And I was like, this dude is on the screen for too long. This scene is just happening for too long. I was like, that's the old He Man. Like I was like, I didn't even know, but I was like in my head, I was like, that's the old.
So these other bad guys that they show you, like Trapjaw and like Try Clock or whatever his fucking
Yeah.
name is, are these guys like actually relevant, or are they just guys who stand behind Skeletor all the time and like are basic enemies who don't really put up a fight? Because I didn't
There's
get their
like
point. I didn't get their point. I'm sitting here watching the movie and
there's
I'm
like
like,
there's like generals. You know how Darkseid has like
they're like minor
Zod and like
hindrances.
yeah, you know what I mean? And they are constant they are constant and consistent characters, like they always there. Like um the trap jaw dude, every one of them, honestly, the one with the spikes on his back. I'm not familiar with the piggy lady with the
I ain't
hook.
gonna
I
lie.
don't know what that was.
See that fight scene, like right before his dad dies, it was actually really fucking good, bro. Like when he was, like, it feels very like Guardians of the Galaxy light.
Hmm. I can
Like you get these
semi agree
fun,
with that.
you get
Yes.
these funner fight scenes, not so serious fight scenes, and like you
But
get things like
even in
him.
the Guardian of the Galaxy, I feel like
Way better
the
movie.
fights were
That's
way more
why.
fulfilling.
Way better movie. Like,
So yeah,
Guardians is like an 8-9 type movie, bro. Like, so
yeah.
like this is not an 8-9. So that's what I'm saying. It's like Guardians light. Like think about the choreography going on in that scene. He's being ass. He throws that dude into the Spike dude, bro. And they're just stuck together. And I'm like, but he's alive. Like this dude's alive. Like he's not
Nigga
even
was
like
like,
dead. So this cheesy cartoon stuff going on, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can like, again, this is what I imagine is going on in the cartoon in 1983. Like these kind of little goofy things. So it's
I
like
mean, yeah, you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong.
like me as somebody who like didn't watch Masters of the Universe right now. If I go back and watch it, which I'm considering, I'd probably be sitting here half the time like, this is what
Like
we're
so,
doing here.
um, like yeah, cause I also I'm familiar with it. So when I look at the characters, like what you call it, like the Spike guy you talk about and stuff like that, he was definitely like I remember him. I had Ram Man as a toy as well. I remember Ram Man. I had that as a toy. He was a kind of a whack toy. He would just pop up and down. I was like, I ain't think that's. But yeah, the movie, the movie's very much of the '80s, man. Like very much. If you watch the cartoons and if you watch and you're gonna see too, because at the end they had like let's talk about the post credit scenes real quick. At
Okay.
the end they had like the wizard, right? The
Yeah,
wizard,
which is in the TV show. I know that.
yeah, he's a constant. Like I was waiting for him, but
But that's
the
a
thing
back in the
is,
day type of thing too. That used to happen. Like 2 or 3 shows that used to happen, where you get like an announcer that like tells you what happened at the end of the show and all that stuff.
right? Yeah,
There's a show that does that
Nah,
now,
that
and I
was
can't
cool.
remember what it is. There's a couple of animes that do that actually.
Yeah. One of the animes that do that is
Didn't Naruto used to do something like that? Or Blue Lock does that. I know that. They'll tell you about people in the episode.
yeah, I think Hunter X Hunter did that too.
Yeah, yeah. I do think you're
Yeah,
right there.
it's a few. Yeah, it's a few of them that did that. It's a few of them that did that.
Yeah, so it's not stuck in the
Um,
past, but it's just not a common thing.
yeah. Nah, and even like so the other post credit screen that I want to talk about was the second one, the one with
With Shira?
the lady with the sword. I don't know who that is.
So what I get out of
I'm not
that,
familiar.
because I had to stop and think. I was like, he didn't have a sibling at the beginning, right? Like, right?
Not that I know of, no.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the movie, I don't remember seeing one. So what I'm getting out of this is she is his sibling, and something happened prior to what happened with him. Or if she's younger, it happened after him, but I don't know how that fits the story. Because even
Just like
Man at
Thor
Arm,
and Ragnarok.
that's, I mean, if you're gonna copy a movie, I guess you try copying that, right? Because it was like so good at in its time. But because even Man at Arms says something to the princess or the queen or whatever she is about maybe she'll come back one day too or something like that. I feel like that was muttered, and I'm like, oh, so he must be talking about her, right? Like, cause she's doing the whole He-Man thing like Adam, and I think,
Yeah. I mean, I figured
and
he was talking about her, but I'm like, I just don't know who she was.
and homie, when he walked up behind her, he said Adora, A-D, like Adam, and she said
Huh?
no, Shira. So basically,
Huh?
like she's like him, but
She,
just like she's taking the mantle as He-Man as like who she is. She's
Shira,
Bruce. She's
Shira,
Batman in
Shira
that shit.
actually does
There's
actually.
a cartoon for her
See,
from back in
it's
the
funny. I
day.
watched that and I didn't hear her say that. You know what? When she spoke, I I
You were
knew I
probably too
missed
busy
something.
thinking like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I knew I missed something. And but Shira, that name is familiar with me in the He Man
There's
series.
a
I'm
spin-off
familiar.
cartoon from the '80s also that's
Yeah,
She-Ra.
yeah, I remember Shira. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so they bringing that in. So I mean, I can see the continuation of the story, and like, yeah, Skeletor is definitely like Michael Myers in them. Like this nigga always like loses and dissipates, and but comes back.
I
You know what I
hope
mean? He's
I
like,
hope in one of the movies because it looks like we're getting multiple movies. I hope they recreate the running away meme when he says something
the
crazy and then he's like, "See you later," and then he runs away. Like you know that.
oh,
I hope they recreate that in one of the movies.
I think Jared Leto. That's his name, right? Jared Leto.
Yeah. He played the
I
Joker in
think he did a
Suicide
great
Squad.
job as Skeletor. He did a great job.
Yeah, I think he did a good job as a Skeletor. Like this is another one of those things. Like when I take the memes with Skeletor, like, and I see what he's doing, I'm like, see this. This is what I think in my head when I see like the memes and from the old cartoon and stuff. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and he embodies that. Like he embodies a lot of that.
so I think they do like I said, I keep trying to give them props while shitting because I'm like, I feel like they do a good enough job feeding the audience something that feels like He-Man, even if you didn't watch He-Man. But is it the best thing they could have did? Nah. PG-13 does hold them back in it to an extent. So I didn't expect like the blood and the gory fights because I'm like, this is basically a child's cartoon that probably didn't have that back in the day in the cartoon. So it's probably not gonna be in the movie. But I see where you're coming from where that would have been cool. And I definitely would have expected that from like a rated R version or something like that, where they were doing it for the adults. But this, I think they're still aiming for it to be like a teen movie.
Yeah, yeah, and just and like that's sort of just real cool nostalgia for the adults that are familiar with it.
Everything is playful. I did watch my Screen Crush video just to watch my Screen Crush video because I was bored at work, and they mentioned that they felt like they were afraid to take themselves too serious, and I agree. I feel like there were moments where they could have like just let the characters be more serious, and they had to sneak in a joke or an awkward
and
moment.
and for me and for me that took away from the story, like, you know what I mean, like that. And that's what I mean, like it was like they got the nostalgia and everything else right, but it was really the action for me and the story that just didn't have that oomph to it. And when I say that, I meant like that's sort of what I meant, like it was so many parts to me where I'm like, they didn't have to be that playful, like I feel like if you speak about one of our past reviews, like the Mandalorian Grogu, right? I feel like they did a good job at balancing that. Like, let's do like a serious ass story, but give you just enough
I
little
feel like the
laughable moments.
Mandalorian and Grogu gets a pass also because the show has been playful from the very beginning with action in
Mm-hmm.
there. Grogu's always been like a playful character who's like getting into wonky shit and or doing things in an adorable fashion. So like I kind of I think they get a little bit of a
But
pass
he
where
he may have also have had like serious moments,
so
like, you
that's
know what I
what I
mean, that
was
they
gonna
could have.
ask. That's why I
You know
what
what I
I
mean?
want to input on this is because I do agree like with the Screen Crush video and what you're saying that it did kind of make me question things because one of the things as somebody who doesn't watch this I'm in my mind and I'm like how close is this kind of stuff to what was going on in the cartoon? Because I almost don't feel like He Man was so awkward, even when he wasn't He Man. And I'm like, that all felt like just way too awkward for me for him to be the He Man in those cartoons
Well,
and
I can
shit
tell
like
you
that
one thing.
with the bowl cut.
He definitely wasn't that big, like without He Man. Like
I
he
know
was
that's
just as
different. I
big
know
as
that's
Adam.
different.
Yeah, he was just as big as Adam. But like as far as like his character, I feel like in the cartoon and everything, I feel like that He Man. I guess because he knew his Eternia side more, he was a little bit more like, noble and all that, less like goofy and clumsy, and he like, but this one, they got the story from, he had to go to Earth. That's where his mom's, the story,
Hmm.
backstory. That's where his mom's is from. So, he kind of grew up like, he regular. He fucking,
Yeah,
I forgot
because
where they was at, Ohio, some shit like
I
that. He
forget
was
where
at.
they were, but I kind of assumed that that was like more of a twist because of the events playing out in his
Right,
younger
and I
life.
figured that too about him. I said, okay, I see where that angle with it, because he went over there. He 15 years, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't necessarily super like the angle, but I do feel like it worked for what it seems like they were aiming for with that character. Because him being like an HR and all that kind of stuff and using that ability to like rally the troops, I thought was a pretty nice way to use He Man. That awkwardness that he holds.
yeah, yeah,
So I thought that was a
yes,
good way of using that, but did I necessarily think it was the best thing? I can't really say yes or no because I'm not super familiar with the guy to be like, ah, man, it didn't feel like He Man to me. So like,
right. I mean, He Man would have been on the togetherness, but like you said, the HR pit approach and all that, yeah, that was just for the
I'm
movie
sitting here
and
in my head. I'm like, is He Man bad with the ladies?
and you know what? As Adam, he usually he's not the best. You know what I mean? He's not the best.
Because they're not looking at him
He's
like He Man. Is that what it is though? Because I know
not
he's
the
got like
best.
a very slight difference when he's He Man, but he basically looks the same. And I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe that is a thing for regular He Man. Is that like, yo, when he's
I mean,
Adam, they're just like,
you know,
whatever, Adam. It's
the
like Lois
cartoon
Lane with
does.
Clark Kent and Superman. I was like, yo, how you don't notice this dude, but like you flaunting over one and kind of brushing the other to the side.
Yeah,
But it's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
dude.
Nah, but that's a difference too. They did in the movie because, well, at least I know from the cartoon that I know, nobody knows Adam is He-Man. Not even his mom know on a secret, but his dad doesn't know. And like only like certain like soldiers and generals know. It's like, but they didn't tell the king and shit like that. And when he's not He-Man, you can't tell he's He-Man. Like he's totally different.
So these niggas never do the thing where they're like, yo, you notice whenever He-Man's around, Adam is missing.
But the thing is though, He-Man only pops out. He only turned into He-Man in the cartoon when it's danger, man, far away or some shit like that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Adam. Like what I mean? Like, but I guess you still right though, because it could be like, damn, where did Adam go? He's not in the kingdom nowhere. Like, why every time He-Man has
Where's
a fight,
noble Adam?
Adam just disappears from the kingdom? Like, why is that?
You know, I've always had this feeling that Adam has this uncanny resemblance to He-Man, and I would love to see them fight together one time.
Like, wouldn't that be something?
You know what? You're kind of right. You're kind of right. He does kind of look like He-Man, just a little bit, like the ugly version.
It's cool. Actually, in the cartoon, in the recent cartoons they just did, they did a version where the power actually got ripped from him, and
Oh,
there was a version
like a Shadow
that was
Link
just sort
version.
of like he was just chaos. He was just so much power, and then he didn't have Adam's like nobility or anything to him, so he was like on some Hulk shit basically, and like Adam had to fight him, and so they did that in the cartoon. It was pretty cool. Um,
Um,
you know what I would have loved? You know what I would love for a PG-13 movie? Action. Have you ever seen King Arthur?
I have, but I don't recall it. I won't act like I know the movie. So,
All right. Well, for the non-experts who've seen King Arthur and are familiar with the movie, um, that type of fighting style, like they had like a cool ass way of like keeping it like PG-13 because there wasn't so much blood in that movie either. But the way he was moving, like he grabbed a sword and it was like a display of like crazy power, and the way he was almost moving on some Flash shit, like almost couldn't be touched. In the cartoon, in certain versions, that's how He-Man moves. Like he moves like he just he's super powered. I think that I would have liked to see at least that, like more of like
I can
just the
take a guess
power.
on why they didn't do that, and it's probably because he's so fresh into being He-Man. They want to give you that feel that he's fresh into He-Man. Because the one thing that I question is like, remember, Adam in the movie wasn't good with swords and stuff like that, and he got sent away before he actually got trained. So he comes back and he gets the sword and he gains the power. And I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's actually pretty good with this damn sword for a nigga who sucked with the sword.
Facts. Yeah,
Because he was coming out doing one handed swings and twirls and whacking 20 motherfuckers without switching his hand or holding it with two. And I'm like, yo, bro, this don't look like a dude who never swung a sword good. like,
yeah. And on top of that, he spent 15 years like away from all that shit. So it's like, damn,
oh,
yeah,
another
wow.
Thor reference. When they start talking about when the sorceress or sorcerer, whatever her name is, when she's like, it wasn't the sword. You are the power. It was so Odin. Are you the
Oh
god
yeah,
of thunder or are you the
yeah.
god of hammers?
Yeah. You're right about that. Yeah. And the sorcerer, is the sorceress is Tila's mom.
And they just like waltz over that in the movie.
Just waltz over. Yeah,
Does
it's
she like
in
not
the
know?
very.
Does Tila like not know that in the
Well,
movie?
you know what? That is something that does come up, and she doesn't. She actually doesn't know for a little bit,
Oh, so
and
that's
because
probably why they just waltz over it. Yeah, they probably just walk.
Tila
But
becomes
why?
yeah
Why is my man Idris acting like that ain't one of his old things? He said, "Yo, we broke up really bad. We don't act like we ever talk to each other. No, we act
yeah.
like that
Nigga
ain't
don't even
happening."
speak on her. He don't speak about her. Nothing like that.
Yo, I think we
But
veered
I
off because I
think
said I wanted to like the robot, but the robot didn't work for me.
you say because you wanted to like the robot,
It's
but
not that
what?
the robot didn't work for me. I kept thinking like, what did the robot even really do until the end of the movie?
Yeah, it was like a big Hero 6 doing nothing.
That's every character in the movie almost. What did they do throughout the movie?
Yeah. You know what I thought was another cool '80s moment though for the characters.
What was it?
When they were all that montage when they were walking out the smoke, and my man Fisto flicked his hair and shit.
This is one of those moments where they didn't take themselves seriously enough. Because, like, yes, the first couple moments were cool, but when they started coughing and breaking down, I was like,
Right. No, bro, I was like, why they did that for? I was like,
but all these moments, you know what I did? I did laugh. So.
And it's funny because I
And
did
then I
too.
noticed they were in a throat.
They were in a what?
Because remember, they were in like
the
that
snake's
snake.
throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was
And
in the
I'm like,
snake's throat.
so I'm like, in my head, my weed head, I instantly go, oh, this motherfucker high as shit, whatever. These niggas just caught content. They walking through a weed club. But see, that's one of those jokes they probably snuck in there, and you'd have to be like, oh, is that what they doing with that?
A little bit, yeah. It's like,
and I
for
saw
those funny jokes they had, though, it makes you laugh. It does make you laugh. I feel like I was like one of the ones laughing more in the movie. And just like how you said earlier, even though I have like my gripes with it, I'm still have like I can still talk positive about it because, like, yeah, it's a movie. So it's going to give you both. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not going to like everything. You're not going to dislike everything. But I definitely laughed. Like, I think I was laughing. Like, I was the one laughing most in the movie theater.
Yeah, like and that's like the only real thing about it is like the story. I feel like I didn't want to laugh so much at this. Maybe I didn't go into this wanting to laugh at this so much. Yeah, or at least I didn't go into this expecting to laugh so much at this. So
right, exactly. Yes, exactly. You said it.
Yeah, I think you just breaking down what you just said that right there. It was like that's how I feel. And I was like, oh yeah, I kind of expected just a little more seriousness.
Like, yeah, like it's like I like for 2026 He-Man, I think that's just what I wanted. I just wanted a little bit more serious He-Man. Yes, y'all could have kept the laughs. Just give me a little better fight action and
like I'm actually content with the badassery that was going on. I'm just like, yeah, every moment didn't really have to have a joke in because I'm trying to think, and it's like, yeah, most scenes have a joke in it, right? Like almost every scene has a joke or two or three.
Yeah.
Like even when he's getting fired by his boss, they're trying to make funnies and comedies. Shout out to her. You know, she's one of the witches in Agatha all along. I can't remember her name right now.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Yeah, I can't remember
I thought that scene was too long. I thought that scene was too long.
Yes,
I was like,
it was too long.
Yeah, I'm like, this scene is too long.
But I feel like it was necessarily long. Like it was meant to be that awkward like tension of is he gonna fold or is he not gonna fold? So like the tension was there, so they built that. So she was like, "Come on, man, you really gonna just do this right now?" As I'm telling you, he's like, "I need my sword. I need my sword."
I can see you reaching for it.
And it's funny because she was really not trying to be mean, but she also wasn't trying to be a pushover. So like she was being like the nicest stern you could be. Yeah, because it was like the nicest stern you could be. Like she was trying to be as nice as possible while being as tough as possible too at the same time.
But then she switched it up. She was like, she said something like, "Your ass is gonna get fired" or something like that. She said, she cursed some.
Yeah, when he really got the phone, she was like, "Oh, whatever, it's a wrap. Get him out of here."
When Skeletor was going through his mind and they ended up back in the office and he slapped Daryl, that shit was funny. I was like,
so see, I can see them leading to them going to Earth to have to fight there just because he was there. He's like, oh, this is important to you and stuff like that. Well, if you ever bother me too much, I'll find my way here and make a wreck here and see how you feel about it. Especially because he like his curiosity when he was like, "What is this?" and he was like, "Human resources." And he was like, "Human resources."
Right? Yeah. I thought that whole montage of him going through his mom was pretty cool.
Like I like him owning the fact that he's just bad to be bad. Like when he was trying to talk him out of it, when he tried to Naruto him, and he was like, "Yo, come on, man, let's just talk about this." You know,
nigga started laughing.
He said, "Nigga." You think I'm doing this for a reason? Like, nigga, I just wanna.
He reminds me of the Joker.
I'm the villain, nigga. That's it.
Yeah, like he reminds me of the Joker. That like Joker just be doing shit just to like do it, like
I'm the
just to see
villain,
Batman. Like he don't get.
and he's like, "Yo, you see, I got 15 years as the ruler of this kingdom out of what I did." So, like, bro.
Like technically, I'm up. I'm up right now. I'm
And
up.
my shorty about to bring me back anyways for the next movie, nigga. What you talking about? And we getting paid again, nigga. The fuck you mean?
But yo, a real cool story that they should. I hope they do if they're gonna continue doing the movies. They got to give me this about like the third, fourth, like the third. I say the third movie
I don't know if I need
is
4 of these.
yeah. Nah, I don't need four. I don't need four. But you know what? Yeah, I don't need four of these like this right here. But like if it was like a better He-Man, then yeah, I would have been like, yeah, you know what, the story, because the story it could get. So what I'm saying is there are Masters of the Universe, right? And one of them is like a machine lady. She almost
So
like
this
a
is
Queen
almost like
Bee.
a Green Lantern type thing.
Almost, and she's almost, and she's like a tech. She believes in mechas and shit like that. But like, yo, OP, bro. Like she takes over when she takes over the like Skeletor and she turns them half machine and shit. The shit gets crazy. Like you know what I mean? Like she's like so I would like to see like that story. How like maybe when they bring him back, like you know what I'm saying, like something like that. Like don't bring him back. Like we already got the Skeletor. Boom. Let's get the double
I
version of
would
him.
like if Skeletor had a couple moments where he like subtly breaks the fourth wall, where he says something that's like directly at the fans, but he's saying it in a conversation with somebody else in a way that's just gonna make you confused. Like, huh? The fuck? What you talking about, bro?
That would have been dope. That would have been good. That would have been good for him.
What is this nigga talking about? And he just keeps continuing the conversation like he didn't say something that was awkward as fuck.
Right. Nah.
Like it's semi-relevant to what he's talking about, or like it's a relevant diss, but it's like a nod to the people watching. So it's like,
I like that because he reminds me a little bit like he could like of Deadpool,
yeah,
like the
the
character
annoyance,
how he like.
the annoyance in the
Yeah,
way he
you know
don't
what I mean.
take shit seriously.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that for that. That
Yeah,
would have been
I
dope.
think that would work
There's
for
many
him.
things they could have did that would have been dope. That would have worked for this movie. But again, you know, it being the Mattel and you know, like you stated, the PG-13. You know,
I mean,
we not.
you really think about it, that's very 80s also to do that. Is like have the bad guy just come out of nowhere or some random character be like, and kids, that's why you don't do this. That's why you
That
don't
would have
play in
been
the streets.
I'm trying to see who else did I like.
Fist though, cause you fist things. Like, come on, man, that's an adult joke, bro. Like,
Oh, yeah, that was funny. That whole thing, that whole joke was funny. That whole joke was funny. He's like,
and
I do not fist
at
things.
first he was like, no, and then at the end he was like, yeah.
He's like, because I fist people. I'm like, all right. What I was about to say,
Okay,
damn, I
dog.
lost it.
Okay, Fisto.
Oh, the neck guy. I
Mecha
like
neck.
that. I like him.
Mecha neck.
I like him. I thought he was cool. He's slapping niggas with the neck and shit. That was wild.
So this iteration, I don't know if this is like this in every iteration, but this is odd as fuck because don't they got names? Why they just all going by his name? Like the names he's giving them.
Yeah, you're right. They do got now. I think Ram Man is what they called them.
Well, he got Duncan.
I know.
We know he's Duncan. I know that part.
Oh, you mean like real name? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you're
But
right
like,
about that.
yeah,
But the
like
thing
they.
is, though,
Oh well,
they
Rain
would
Man
they
is not Duncan. Man at Arm is Duncan.
that's the
what I
man at
meant.
arms.
Yeah.
But no, but I think I think that was just keeping it to
Home
the
Chick
80s
had a
because you know
name,
back.
Deanne or something like that. The chick had a name, the one that pushes him in lockers.
Yo, Dion, yeah, no, her name is Dion. She was ill. I liked her.
She's kind of cool, I
She was
guess.
ill.
What she really do?
She was chewing them niggas at the end. She was
She let
popping them
off
off.
like
I like that.
literally 8 shots, bro. Like that literally lasted 2 seconds.
I like that, bro.
But that's what I'm
Story.
saying.
I
Like
feel like
nobody who wasn't He-Man got time to shine.
yeah, no.
Honestly, how I wanted to like the robot, the cat steals the show more than anybody else, and the cat is in the movie for 7 minutes.
The battle cat, I didn't like the battle cat because one, he is a pussy cat. You know what I mean? And two, nah, because he literally is. He's like that big ass cat is literally depicted as a scared ass like pussy cat. Like he's dead ass like and like so they did it a little bit. He was like, "Do we have to go?" Like they did it a little
The
bit. Like you
Wizard
know
of
what I mean?
Oz
But
has the cowardly lion. He-Man has the cowardly tiger.
you know what I mean? And they only so this is good for part two. Something to look forward. Cool. But when he had the power inside the castle at the end, I wanted it to be like, oh, this is when the battle cat is going to form now. Like I wanted us to see it, like, because that's how we always see it. Every time the cat is near him when he gets the power automatically goes to the cat too, and he gets that armor that we seen at the end. For some reason, he ran off and did it, and then we didn't see it, and he just comes out with the battle cat at the end. I mean, which was cool to see finally, but again, if you're just familiar with the cartoon, I was just looking to see that cat like in that scene. I was like, because when he get that armor, that nigga goes off. So I was looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, he about to go off on the Sasquatch, because that's who he was fighting. But he didn't get the power, and it went. I'm like, all right,
Like, other than post-credit
so
scenes, I'm trying to think, is there anything this movie left me wanting? Like, is there anything like they set up in the movie? Like, I feel like there's no setup for nothing that I actually care about within the movie, bro. Like there's no dialogue
Skeletor.
that's like, isn't that interesting that they had that conversation or nothing like that? Like everything was just so cookie cutter, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It was like they gave it to you and boom,
trying
that
to
was
think, is
it.
there any scenes that I actually liked? Other than that fight scene, I did like what Dolph Ziggler, not Dolph Ziggler, wrestler, um, whatever the original He-Man said, Dolph Garrett, whatever his name is. Oh man, but when he was like, yeah, good journey, kid. I was like, oh, that's a cool little line and stuff like that. But I hear that's also from the Thing too, or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. I like the scene with what you call it, damn, I just had that shit. Oh, the king in the beginning when he was fighting, when he first started fighting
Oh
Skeletor's
yeah,
henchmen and stuff. I thought that was a good scene. I thought that was a good fight.
it
I'm
was
like, oh,
cool.
king
He
made
was
it in.
throwing that sword. Yeah, he was throwing that sword around. Yes, he was.
Mm,
Um,
little something, something.
I saw a better version of that like a month ago when I saw King Gerard take on Shao Kahn. But cool.
See what I mean? See what I mean? They is like they was going in the right direction with this movie, but they didn't nail it. They didn't nail it. I mean, I think part two is gonna be a little better though. Because I think part two we'll see him a little more like being He-Man and everything. Clearly this girl's coming back from I don't
I
know where the
got
fuck
the
she went.
power.
She got the power too. So you know what I mean. That's gonna be cool to see. And then I'm pretty sure they're gonna add like another bad guy in there.
Yeah,
There's
I
one
don't think
bad guy.
if we get the Skeletor, I think they're gonna give you somebody who like is the bad guy, and they end up like leading you into like the last 20 minutes, and Skeletor pops up like, "I'm back, bitches."
Yeah, yeah, and that probably won't even be bad. Like that probably won't even be bad just to see Skeletor, and then that could lead them into part three or some shit. Leave them for
He's
part
like,
three.
"I've secretly been watching you from the shadows this entire movie, you asshole."
That's what he said. That's what he said in the beginning. He said, "I've been lurking in the shadows and shit."
He popped up
Yeah,
in the
nah,
sky
that
like
that
he was
that.
Mufasa and shit.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, right? I know. What the fuck?
Dude, crazy
Wow.
man.
But that's actually how they do that. They do that sometimes in the cartoon too. Like they'll just project themselves mad big and shit. And it's gonna be mad visions.
Like you gonna see
Wow.
me, nigga.
The
You
fucking
can't miss this.
you ain't gonna miss this message. Like the sorceress is mad powerful too. I kind of felt like maybe because you had asked the question, did Tila know? And then in my head I was thinking like, well, she doesn't know in the version like in the cartoon the whole time. But I was like, did she know in the movie? And then I thought about the scene where he was like, that's the sorceress. Like he's pointing to the bird, and she saw the
I was
bird,
just
and she
thinking
was
about
like,
that scene.
yeah, she saw the bird. She was like, "That's not the sorceress." And then the way she said it, it was like just like nonchalant, brushed it off, like just like I know the sorceress, and that's not the sorceress. So she probably like know her in like
Yeah,
another in
but
her
like,
human form or some shit.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, he's talking about a bird, and she's probably just thinking he's crazy for talking about a fucking bird. Like, does she know she turns into a bird form? Does she know that she's the
Right, that's what I'm
phoenix?
saying too.
Does she
Like,
know
yeah,
that
like
she's a
you don't
fake
even know.
phoenix and shit like that? Like,
Yo, I was mad when his mom got popped by when Skeletor popped his mom, and then right after the bitch turns around and blocks his shot. I said, why she didn't do that before? Yo, that's fucked up, yo. Sorcerer's all late. He ain't protecting nobody, bitch. I'd have been tight. Yo, she did that shit right after she got hit with a blast. I said, nah, yo, she running.
this is one of those Doctor Strange 14 million ways we got to do the exact one that gets us where we need to go type of thing.
Like, yo, that had to happen, son. Like, if that didn't happen, Adam wouldn't have jumped through the
Hey,
portal and shit would have went down. Would have went
15
another
years
way.
later, them niggas was still alive, right?
Yeah, nah, yeah, it was cool to see her
Peep game.
still alive and
Peep
everything.
game. When He-Man's daddy dies, the roof starts crumbling, the cave or whatever it is. Them niggas just stood there. Like, them
Yeah,
niggas
that was
just
crazy.
stood there. Like, Skeletor, I don't even know when Skeletor got the fuck out of there. Like, he was just standing there.
Yo, I was about to say, I'm thinking the same thing when I seen him hit He-Man. When he came up behind him and just hit him, I said, yo, wasn't Skeletor under this shit with him? Like, what the fuck
I don't
happened?
know. I don't know if he was under this shit, but it was like I seen it fall on his dad, and I'm like, where the fuck did Skeletor go, bro? Like, does he got the ninja like smoke that he just throws it at the floor and he disappears and shit? Cause like,
Yo, because I didn't see him. I was thinking the same thing, bro.
he
I
did
didn't
the
see
infamous
him like
runaway thing.
dodge.
He did the infamous runaway thing, but off camera. The
Like that's
roof's
crazy,
crumbling.
bro.
Gotta
And then like
go.
just waited. And then waited mad long, but like he just snuck up behind the nigga
Them
and
niggas
popped
was like in
like
amazement, like, oh shit, the cave is crumbling. Oh my god, I hope it doesn't land on me. Like,
yo, and He-Man could have definitely saved his dad. He could have saved him. He could have saved him. Like he could have saved him. Even being a novice He-Man with adrenaline, he could have moved fast enough to get to him. But you know, they took him out the way they took him out. So but you know, in another version though, when his dad dies, he goes to I forgot what they call it. It's because they're in Eternia, and then there's a Subternia, and I forgot what they call it above.
oh, there's like another
And
realm or some shit like that where souls go and shit.
yeah,
Excuse
and
me.
then that's like a whole nother land, like only where like the like the most best go. And up
Oh,
there
like
is like
Valhalla.
all the past previous He-Mans and shit.
Well, the past
Like they're
He-Man.
like and
So this is some one for all shit
they're I ain't
also.
gonna front. They showed them niggas. Them niggas is mad. Them niggas is mad powerful. But you know they die somehow. That's where they go. That's where everybody go. That's
Skeletor
the
just
head.
been around for years and years and years, killing niggas off. He-Man
Just
after
killing.
He-Man. And we finally found the one He-Man that can stop him. Imagine.
This nigga's like the Avatar.
I'm telling you, it's just one for all and all for one. That's all it is, man.
Oh shit, man! It's funny because actually in the number they
Lincoln
actually come back and help
Ganondorf.
them. That's funny. That's funny.
I think we can rate this movie
Yeah.
now. We're touching an
Let's
hour.
go. Yeah, we want to rate
We're
this.
going in circles. We're repeating the same thing that is good, but stinks. But
Yeah,
it's
let's get
good.
this out of here. Not into the non-experts listening. We tried because listen, this
Yeah, we
movie
tried to
was
talk
what it
about some
was,
stuff.
and we tried to get. Listen, all right, let's. I'm gonna drop my opinion. I mean, my
This is why I can
rating
only make.
first. I rated my
I can only make.
weapon.
I can only sit here and make awkward faces half the time because it's like, what are we talking about? What are we saying?
I'm giving this movie a 6.5.
Ah, You put it. Is this lower than your Mandalorian score?
Oh, I should say too. I've been thinking about my grading, and I've been really thinking, and I think I'm going to grade movies a little harsh, and I think I'm going to grade them on like if I feel like it's part action, I'm going to grade it hard on whether I like the action, the adventure. If the adventure fulfills me, the characters are fulfilling. Um, I'm gonna grade things a little harsh. I gotta find other like little categories that I'm looking at. But I said that to myself. I was like, I'm just thinking about my grades and everything. I think I've been because I thought about some movies and stuff that we graded, and then I'm like, if I watch them, I'll grade them differently now. I will grade them a little like what I mean, a little harsher on like the. But so yeah, I'm going for the 6.5. It's a
I
6.5 out of
looked.
10 for me.
I looked at the list because I have the list of like what we've been grading stuff since we've transferred to the actual NEO channel. There was like one or two things that I was like, maybe I would adjust this, but it wasn't even going to be like a major adjustment. So like, I feel like I'm fine where I'm grading things right now. I feel like I'm being honest to like me, not what everybody else is thinking on top of what I'm thinking.
I think you know what I feel like me saying I'm gonna be a little harsher is being a little more true to me. Cause like when I watch movies, I kind of give them slack. Like I ain't even going front. I gotta give them slack whether I like the action or not. I be up here, like as I'm watching them, I probably don't be always. But when I get up here, I'm like, I changed my mind a little bit. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't. But now I'm like, I think I'm gonna stick to my initials. Like whether the action really fulfilled me, whether the story really was fulfilling to me, even if it's a good movie, even if it's not like I can say it's a good movie, but what did it really fulfill me? Did it like what I mean? Like I'm gonna really start giving like my harsh opinion on
Like
like the
I
grade.
try to
So
find
like
reasons
this,
for some things, but like if I can't easily find a reason or make sense for it, then it just ain't getting it. Like it's just not getting a good grade, bro. Like I ain't gonna force it. So
so yeah, that's my grade. Again, like I've been saying, good movie. But the action just and the story just didn't have that enough for me to say like, oh, this is part of like even to give it a 7, anything like that. Like it really didn't hold me. But great nostalgia, CGI. They did their thing. I like how all the characters look, everything. The action was for what it was. It was good, but it wasn't what I wanted. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10.
so I'm
Turn.
so I'm giving this, if I'm not mistaken, I gave the Mandalorian and Grogu a 6.6. I'm gonna give this a 6.7. It's gonna beat it out by zero point 0.1 points. Um,
Mm.
I think this movie was basically in the same ballpark as the Mandalorian when it comes to like not super memorable, not super eventful, and like a oh wow that's gonna stick with me moment. But what I
Oh
will
yeah.
give it over is this dude saved his kingdom at least. Like the Mandalorian and Grogu, they saved Rada and got some information for the New Republic. You know, so,
Niggas ain't saying shit. These niggas just rolled off.
yeah. So like so in that aspect, like there was an actual story with like an actual event to play out there. Um, I have a pre-built relationship with the Mandalorian and Grogu before the movie exists. I go into this movie with no real relationship to He-Man or the characters. And like I said earlier, that's one of the things that it struggles with. But despite me not having a connection to those characters, can I say I disliked those characters? No, I thought Idris Elba did a good job in his role. I instantly knew what character this was from like any visions I had in the cartoons. I was like, oh, I know who the fuck he
Right.
is. I don't know his name, but I know who he's supposed to be.
You know who he is. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, and like, and they're not taking themselves too seriously. He has some decent moments because he's just like saying things that are gonna make you chuckle. Um, I think what you said about the graphics was cool. The transition from Adam to He-Man was fine. Skeletor works, but on the villain scale, he ain't all that, bro. As of what they did in
Yeah.
this movie, I've seen way better villains in Toy Story movies. So um, but did I get out of this movie and feel like I wasted my time? No. Um, when they drop a second movie, am I interested in what they do? Yes. This movie's kind of in the ballpark. Actually, I think it's a little better, but it's in the ballpark of Mandalorian and Mortal Kombat 1, where like there's just enough to keep you interested, but it's like, are you like really invested right now? And no. So like, if they wanted to get a little universe going with this, they need to work harder. Cause like, I would say they're not really competing with the Marvels. They're competing with the Marios and the Sonics. They're not keeping up. That's not keeping up
And
with
they're
that
losing
stuff.
out. Yeah, they're still losing out. They're losing out right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
6.7, a watchable movie. If you're really into He-Man, I can totally understand you having this higher if you really enjoyed it. But I also can just see, like people who are like not into this. Let me not say not into this. People who are very much, it needs to be exactly like He-Man. This is not my He-Man. They're probably gonna pick this apart. Honestly, I can see them picking this apart just off of some of the stuff you said. Uh, but I think for an introductory course to like a new audience, it works because for somebody who didn't feel like they knew He-Man, I feel like He-Man ain't bad.
They're like, I
Like,
know He-Man now.
nah, I don't feel like I know He-Man at all. Actually, like I still feel lost, but I feel like I'm not like clueless to what I was watching. Like I had no like I can't understand what I was watching.
Yeah, nah, the story made sense. It made sense. The
That's what
story
I
made
meant to
very
say.
much sense, like from the beginning to where he's talking, letting you know where he's from. Then like they even insert the joke. He's telling the story from the angle of a date. You know what I mean? And then he had that with the whole girl, but he's telling the truth. He's telling like so. The story works. It works. You know what I
And
mean?
then he brought
But it
his
just wasn't enough.
Ned to Eternia, and he like, oh
And then
shit.
that, you know what confused? Let me tell you, I had my thoughts about that because it's like it was funny. He got cut out the montage at the end. Like he was there, but then right when He-Man turned around, Adam turned around to go transform, and they showed all the heroes at the end. I was like, I looked twice. They showed him twice, and I said, "Where did the friend go?" Like the nigga is not there no more. He's not on the scene at all. He's not on the
Somebody snatched
platform
his
at
ass
all.
up, man. He's now a
I said,
slave.
damn. I said, damn. They cut him out that bad. I'm like, shit, that's crazy. But
Sent his ass home.
that was just something I just pointed out. Like I saw it real quick. I thought it was funny. But
Like,
yeah, man.
watchable movie, guys. If you like He-Man,
Yeah,
I would say
go check it out.
when it comes out online. I don't know
Yeah,
if it,
I sort of said that to myself. I was like, dang, man, I could have watched this.
I
I
don't
wish I would have purchased
know
kind
if
of
this
pirated.
is.
So,
Yeah, like it does a better job having the movie feel than the Mandalorian did. Um,
way more complete story. I'll tell you
yeah. Like I felt like I got somewhere with the story where I wasn't just like left on the cliff or something like that. And like, what's next for Mandalorian and Grogu? Like, yeah,
that.
like, but they should have been accomplishing something different with that movie. They should have been like we said last week. I feel like they should have separated Din and Grogu in this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Where here they're setting the standard. So I
It's
feel like I
like
want to say
for
something that's
both.
like encouraging, but I don't got nothing encouraging for this movie.
Well, only thing I got to say about the Masters of the Universe that I'm definitely looking forward to is the girl and the wizard, the little I forgot his name, Snorkel or something like that. I forgot his name. No, he's not Snorkel. I forgot his name.
Okra
But the
or
little black
something.
person. I was wondering, yeah, Oracle, yeah, Oracle. It's not Oracle, it's Oracle.
Like I'm
Oracle.
thinking about like a sequel, and I'm thinking about how long you would wait, and it's like, am I even
Nah,
giving
yo,
a
they better
shit
come out.
by the time the second one
They
comes
better come out
out?
with this shit next year. Honestly, this cannot be the type of series where like a Miles Morales, like how
Like
that
it's just
series was
actually like kind of
years apart.
depressed me about the movie. I was like, am I even gonna care when the second one comes out? Like,
Like in order for us the kid they have to come out with He-Man like Master of the Universe Part 2 next year. Like They
Yeah,
need to
like
be
they gotta
shooting that shit
follow
right
up.
now.
Yeah, yeah, like how Rebel Moon
Like
did their
yeah, like
movies
they
like back to
cannot.
back. Yeah, they gotta follow up.
Yeah, they cannot do no Spider-Man break.
And I know they're
Yeah,
not
like
working
they.
on part 2 right now. I know they're not shooting the movie right now. So like, I feel like this movie's gonna lose its spark. Like whatever
Yeah,
little
man,
spark
they
it's
need to.
got is gonna die out because like they're not gonna capitalize on whatever little shit they got right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But listen, man, that is episode 47. And that was the non-experts talking about Masters of the Universe. If
I'm
you're a Masters
sorry
of the
for
Universe
shitting on
fan,
your
go check it
movie.
out.
I just want to say that I'm sorry for shitting on your movie so hard, but like, cause I didn't
You
dislike
know,
it. It just wasn't special.
you know what I want the non-experts listening to do? I want y'all to drop your comments, share, like, but also if you can,
Be
tell us what would you
respectful.
grade this movie. Oh, be respectful, definitely be respectful. But what would you grade this movie out of 10? Drop your grade. I want to hear your grade. What are you grading this out of 10? Like, especially for those who are familiar with He-Man, Master
Yeah,
Universe.
I
What do
want
you
to
think
hear from
about it?
all you old heads.
Right, right, yeah. Let us know what's up, because I'm gonna have to pull my brother in and see what he graded this. Since I know he went to go see it. I know this is definitely his error, so we should have had his ass
He
up here.
gonna be like, Mo, I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Drop y'all grades. Y'all heard our grades. 6.7 for Sync, right?
Sorry, not
Let me make sure I got
sorry.
that right.
Yeah, sorry,
6.7.
not sorry.
6.7 for Sync. 6.5 for me. What is your grade? We are your non-experts, Black and Sync. Thank y'all.
I'm not gonna lie, the last couple of
Nice.
minutes have put a sour taste in my mouth about this movie, but peace.